At ICCU, to make a difference, it takes just one connection. A friendly face, an open ear, a helping hand. And then something amazing happens. We find out that we're better together. This is what Idaho Central does in our communities every day. We help our members with the small things and big dreams. This is what believing in you is all about. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
It may have been a new job or starting a new business. Maybe you were looking for a better place to raise a family. It's possible you were returning home to the place you love, to Idaho. Whatever your reason for coming, 40 years or 4 months ago, Lithia Ford of Boise wants you to know you're welcome here. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
Get ready for the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas's newest destination for fun, featuring the world's biggest poolside tailgate party with 3 levels of action, 6 pools, and a 143-foot screen. The fun is always on deck with all the games all year long. Stadium Swim, located in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
That would put their record, what, BJ? 21-10. They would be 11-6 in league. Does that make sense? Or would it be 11-7 in league?
They're already 12-2.
They're 12-2. Okay, so they would be 12-6 in league. That puts you, I think, on the bubble. So no, the job isn't done. But, and this is a big Sir Mix-a-Lot baby got back-sized butt that I know you love. If they win Tuesday here against San Diego State and they take this thing to 22-6,
they might
go
be
to
a lock.
13-2, at what point do you say, you know what? I mean, as long as they play 500 down the stretch, they're going to get in. And at some point, it's not, hey, we're playing our way in. It's, hey, we're playing to better our situation to be in the tournament. I didn't think it would come down to that this year. I really didn't, BJ, but it looks like it might come down to that this year. Like if this team, let's just throw this out there. Say they win out. Actually, give them one loss wherever it is. But they win the conference tournament. And they're the number 1 team from the Mountain West in the dance.
How high can they get?
I was going to ask you that. I mean, you've called
5-6. What? Can they get to the 5 line if they win out?
I think they can get to the 5 line if they win out. But I think it's also a legitimate chance that they're in the 7-10 game or they're in the 8-9 game. And nowadays, as my man Bob Beeler knows, he walks past us, that's almost a coin flip. The 7-10 almost isn't any different than the 8-9 anymore. So it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be a hell of a next month or so for this fan base. And talk about basketball kind of bailing football out a little bit, right? This fan base needed this coming off the 7-5 bowl disappearance. It's fun to be a Boise State fan right now.
Be nice to see the football team, Coach Avalos, out here.
Did you see him tonight?
No, I said it'd be nice to, wouldn't it?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was a nice crowd, though. What do you think of the atmosphere
Best
tonight?
crowd I've seen all season, without question. It got loud there, and it was
10,200 and something was the announced crowd, so I'm not sure if that was a season high or not. 10,000.
Can you beat that on Tuesday? Because you do get San Diego State, which has kind of been the boogeyman of this league. Like the one team that you can kind of put in the dance every year from this league the last decade or so, BJ, it's been San Diego State. I mean, can you get 10,300 people here on a Tuesday? I can hear Mike Prater right now saying, oh, ball game, no way, keep dreaming. Maybe I will.
Scott. I kicked this out. My bad. Ken Palm, Scott Thornton saying number 25 at Ken Palm. 25 at Ken Palm, and that is the highest now that Boise State has ever been in the Ken Palm rankings. Logan Dominguez, 10,000 plus fans, impressive, plus the student section looking good. You have to admit, team responded well in the second half with the energy. Nick Wade saying we have a magnificent product out there. Brian Billingsley agrees with you. If they beat San Diego, they are dancing. Brian says the committee will not pick San Diego over Boise State if Boise sweeps the season series and the Mountain West is getting 3.
And that's, say San Diego State goes to the conference championship game of the tournament but doesn't win, say loses to Wyoming or something. Right now, PJ, Wyoming, Colorado State, and Boise State, it feels like they're in. San Diego State's that other team that, hey, can they finish strong? Can they win the conference tournament and put somebody out? I don't know. Maybe the Mountain West has done enough where if a wild card team wins the conference tournament, and that happens, it seems like, BJ, 3 or 4 times a decade in this tournament, right? A team that one seed, say, doesn't win it. Maybe this is one of those years. I'll tell you this. I know Boise State, this fan base, this team, I mean, they want to do some damage once they get there to which is something they don't do much.
No, Scooter saying they just want to get a high enough ranking to avoid Dayton. You don't want the play-in. But if you win the Mountain West tournament, you can't go to Dayton. If you're the automatic bid, you cannot play in Dayton. So that's one way to avoid. That's one way to avoid it.
They wouldn't go to Dayton if they won the conference tournament.
They can't. No, they can't.
You're saying it's not even.
It's not possible.
If they lose out, they lose these next. There's 4 games left in the regular season. Correct.
They'd be 21 and 10 going into the tournament.
And if they lose in the first round of the tournament, they're 21-11 on selection
on a 5-game
Sunday.
Losing streak. I think you're out.
Or you might be back in Dayton, dude. I know you'd love that. It's the only time. I mean, you've been to Dayton a bunch, man.
Twice, and I'd be fine not going back. But I think this team. I mean, with what you saw out there tonight, they're not losing all 4 of the next games they have left.
No way, right? Like Abu Kijab said, we close games. That's what we do, and they guard. Like I said, they come up with timely buckets. They like each other. They're well coached. I mean, this is a darn good basketball team this year.
San Diego State on Tuesday, Johnny. It was the 42-37 game last time they played. You expecting a similar defensive battle? Or they play Fresno State tonight, so I'm looking forward to going home and watching that one.
Me too. It's probably going to be low scoring. It seems like these first half scores, BJ, I mean, today, what was it, 30-29? Utah State was up at the break. I think it's probably going to be one of those, right? It's going to be a slugfest, and San Diego State knows, especially if they beat Fresno tonight. They're saying, okay, everything we want. I know Coach Dutcher is saying this to them. Everything we want is still right in front of us. Let's go kick Boise's ass in Boise. Let's finish strong. We own this league. This is our league. And I'm sure Dutcher's telling his guys that. And if they can win tonight, not overlook Fresno, then they're going to come here. And, dude, you know me. I mean, I sit there courtside with you, and we're just – I love watching these games, man. This is a fun team to cover, and I can't wait to keep it going.
So I got a proposition for you before I get you out of here. Monday is a holiday. There's no show on Monday, or there's no –
I'm off,
You
man.
don't have a show on Monday. Listen to this. How about this, folks? There's a basketball sitting right over there. What are the chances you can walk out there and make a free throw, John Mallory? You get one shot. If you make a free throw, I will not make you do an appearance on Monday.
I can do it.
But if you miss, you got to get up at 9 a.m. on Monday and do a show with me.
I can do it.
What do you think?
I'm going to grab a ball.
You want to give it a shot?
I'm doing
it. All right, let me get the other camera going here, folks. I didn't ask him anything about this. We're going to see if we can share the other camera here. We're going to turn this around. He ran to get the basketball. What do we think here? John Mallory gets one shot at a free throw to try to not have to do, let's see here. Hold on a second. Don't shoot yet. Wait till we're ready. This is going to be John Mallory at the line. Get some real video of this too, Colin, so we can have this for later. If John Mallory can make this shot, he does not have to do his appearance with me on Monday. if he's ready. We're taking some bets here to see if he can knock it down. We're ready when you are, Mr. Mallory. To have the day off on Monday and not have to appear with me on Monday morning, one shot. He just airballed. Oh, my gosh. Oh, he wants one more. I don't know if this should at least hit the rim on this one. Oh, my gosh. Oh, oh my God. All right, just get off the court. They're trying to clean up. Let them do their work here. That was embarrassing. Oh, my gosh. This is ridiculous. Security escort him out of here. All right. Get the ball. Put the ball back. Put the ball back. It took him 3 shots. He finally made one. Oh, my gosh. The fans are enjoying this. John Mallory is going to go take the ball back to the other end. There he goes. And, oh, my goodness, John Mallory. The folks are loving it. Air ball. Oh, man, that was rough. Air ball. Oh, let's get his final thoughts here, Johnny, before we let you go. The crowd is all the comments are coming on here. What are your thoughts? Yikes, whiff.
Any vandal jokes?
Haven't seen any yet, actually. You're not allowed to criticize the free throw shooting ever again, according to the comments here. Armouche, more reliable than Mallory at the line. Ball game cannot criticize free throw shooting. I did put you on the line. I apologize for that.
I should have hit it, man.
I apologize.
I should have hit it, but you're on an airboat both. I was just trying to. I mean, my rhythm was there. I was on line, BJ.
Yeah, you would have made like 10.
How to do
Once you made that first one, you would have made the next 10, right?
No, I probably would have made 4 of the next 10, but I did get the one. That feels better. I wasn't going to leave with 2 air balls, but I will be ready at 9 a.m. and you can probably show those highlights or lowlights. I'm sure you're going to show them.
Final thought, your parting shot. Boise State wins this game. It was closer than it should have been early. They pull away. They win by 11. They're 21-6. They're rolling, still in first place in the league. Your final thoughts, John Mallory from KTIK Radio, as you catch your breath from the free throw debacle.
Tuesday. My final thoughts are Tuesday. I mean, in college basketball, you know, you want to stay in the conversation, right? You just want to keep the journey alive, right? And they're doing that. And every game, which is cool, you win one game, the next game gets even bigger, you know? And when you play like Utah State today, they weren't playing for a tournament bid. I mean, they're just, look at their record. They're trying to get right now, beat good teams, go to Vegas in a couple of weeks where they're hot and they play loose and they win the damn conference tournament. That's what they're thinking. But San Diego State, when they come here on Tuesday, the beautiful thing about that is you have another team in San Diego State that is trying to see their name on Selection Sunday.
True bubble
like
game.
Boise State, it is.
Yeah.
So it's a big one.
By the way, you had Joel Founder was the one guy here that said ball game hits it. He had faith in you. They were saying plus 1,000.
Dude, I was 1 for 3. That was awful. Nick, 1 for 3.
I bet you if you would have shot some more, you would. And I put you on the line. Maybe after the San Diego State game, maybe it'll be my turn to jump out there. But appreciate it, man, John.
I don't remember the last time, guys. I swear on this. I do not remember the last time I airballed a free throw. I don't think I ever did that in my very lowly playing career. I don't think I ever have. I just haven't shot a basketball in a decade. It's weird. I didn't have my legs under me, but I hit the third.
I put you on the spot. It wasn't fair of me, and we'll return the favor. I'll have to shoot one next time or something. But we'll get some one shining moment music queued up for that free throw, and we'll get a replay maybe by the end of the show or something. But
dude, I don't want Leon to see that, man. And I don't want Jay Tust to see that. Anyway, I'll see you.
Can't promise you
tomorrow at 9 a.m.
No, tomorrow's Sunday. We'll talk. Maybe I'll be in a good mood and we'll still
Monday 9 a.m. BJ, I can do it. It's okay.
Or we can do it. What about you, me, and Tuss together on Tuesday?
I could do that too.
That might be. We'll see. Thanks.
See you later, guys.
Appreciate it. There he is, John Mallory. We're going to hear from Leon Rice here in a minute. We got Abu Kijab. We got Marcus Shaver. Johnny's a good sport. We appreciate him for doing that. Thanks, Johnny. Take care, man. I feel kind of bad. I put him on the spot there, and then he airballs 2 in a row. Apologize, by the way. We're 2 for 2 on being muted at the beginning of the show here. We were trying to use a second camera, and we're just having all kinds of issues today. So I truly apologize for the very beginning. Johnny and I didn't say much worthiness in the first 2 minutes anyway. So this is Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show. Sponsored by Lithia Ford of Boise. If you're looking for that next car or truck, just check them out. They're at Fairview and 5 Mile, and they're also taking trades and offering cash offers on the spot, too, even if you didn't buy from them as well. So check out Lithia Ford of Boise as well as our title sponsor, rowpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, power and people, pride in painting. Thank you to rowpaint.com. Joel saying good energy nonetheless. Thanks, Johnny. Nick Wade saying we have a team that we can believe in, mature, stingy. Yeah, keep the comments coming. Let's see some highlights. Thanks to Colin Mitchell for putting the highlights together here. This is
Utah State, so they must take them out of their offensive flow.
Utah State early gets the shot there to take the lead early in the game. There was a nice pass there inside. Degenhart scores on the inside there as well. Utah State wasn't going away, guys. They hung in here. There's a nice bucket there on the inside and one by Z Hamoda. Liked him a lot in this game, actually. Another dunk for Utah State. They didn't go anywhere. Utah State was right there. And there's another dunk before halftime. Utah State was really impressive. A nice pass there. And I was an and one for Pavle Kuzmanovic, his only points of the game. That was a big spot there. And look at the student section. The student section tonight, the Corral, I thought showed up and made some noise, and they got rid of that extra line there. So there's Ashworth hitting a three late in the first half. Max Rice with the N1. Thought Max Rice didn't shoot it as well from the outside tonight, but they didn't need it. Armouche with a nice spin around. This is last bucket of the second half. Shaver pulls up. That was a big shot. Gave Boise State some momentum going into the half down by one. And then obviously Shaver, what he did. And there's Nick Duncan and Zach Haney, Chandler Hutchison. They were getting announced by the crowd earlier in the game. We saw them sitting courtside, Hutchison and Haney. Justin Bean had back-to-back buckets there, and Boise State was down all of a sudden. But when you need a big bucket, you go to Marcus Shaver. Hit the shot there from near the top of the key, and that was a huge bucket. Boise State, in the end, able to pull it out. Again, the final score in this one, 68-57. Again, Boise State ends the game on an 11-2 run, I believe it was. And Logan Dominguez saying it got chippy there at the end. We might never know what was said. Surprised no one got a tech. The coach of the other team, Ryan Odom, apparently wasn't happy that Max Rice kind of got close to the huddle. Utah State was huddling up, and it sounds like that Max Rice got a little too close to the huddle maybe, and that's what kind of might have got him a little upset. But Leon Rice didn't really comment on it after the game, said stuff happens in the heat of the moment, but just looking from afar, that's kind of what it looked like happened to me, was that Odom didn't like that Max Rice was in the huddle. And Eric's asking about what was said after the game. Leon said it was too loud and it was hard to hear him. He's not sure what he said, so then he just kind of kept walking. So, a little bit of I don't know if bad blood's the right word, but a little bit of chippiness there towards the end of the game, and we'll see if these two teams meet up again in the Mountain West tournament or something. I tweeted the video of them at the end of the game talking about it. Do we already have the clip of Johnny ready to go? Look at this. We've already got the clip here if anybody wants to see a replay. This was the great form.
He just airballed.
Oh, my gosh. The airball from John Mallory. It was pretty good form, actually. It just was it wasn't even close, dude. Let's freeze frame this. Where was this shot? Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we'll add some music to that, and next time Johnny comes on, we'll put it in the intro. Here's what Brandon's saying, that he told Max, get the F out of here, is what it looked like on TV. Rumor has it that Bean flipped off the crowd on the way out. I didn't see that one. It looked like someone was saying that Stephen Ashworth, number 3, may have done that to the folks over in front of Matt Bauscher and those guys over there. Scooter says, my dad's a USU grad, been converted to BSU fan over the last decade of living in Boise. Holding Bean to 6 points. Let's see. Max does that every time. It's not a timeout. He can stand wherever he wants on the court. That's a coach's kid. I guess technically he's got a point there, right? If there's he's on the court and there's no timeout, there's nothing they can really do about that, I guess, if you want to get technical there. But I thought this was big, holding Bean to 6 points. Justin Bean, one of the better players in the league. Colin Mitchell thinks he's maybe the national player of the year, but 6 points, 7 rebounds for Bean in this one. And yeah, I mean, that was key, but I think the big key was Boise State's advantage at the foul line. 28-6 was Boise State's advantage at the foul line. 28 free throw attempts. Boise State makes 19, and Utah State goes 4 of 6. So no officiating excuses in this one. Boise State gets it done at the free throw line. Let's hear a little bit from Abu Kijab and Marcus Shaver. Abu Kijab, Marcus Shaver meeting with the media just here a short time ago.
Well, obviously, guys, kind of a weird game, back and forth. You had a hard time kind of putting them away, and then the last couple of minutes at the end of the game on 11-2 run, just the finish there. Talk about how big that was.
That's what we do. We finish games. They're really fighting on the glass. They got a lot of extra possessions near the end. I probably could have done a better job with that. But, you know, they're a very good team. They're going to continue to fight, and that's why they're one of the best teams in the league.
Marcus, sometimes watching you, it's like...
Not sure why that was buzzing there. Sorry about that. Let's try Coach Rice, see if it's any better here. We haven't had an issue where you're using a wireless mic there, and I'm not sure what the issue was. Let's try Coach Leon Rice after the game. We got nothing from Coach Rice now. Maybe the battery went out. Okay, well, I apologize. Looks like we don't have any audio from Coach Rice. We'll see if we can get that figured out by the end of the show here. UNLV up by 19 on CSU in the second half. How about that? That's a score to keep in mind. We had multiple people watching that game. UNLV up 18. Joel saying, give us the gist. Really, obviously just Marcus Shaver talking about his big shots again and just how he worked a lot in the offseason. Is the audio playing on there? We'll have to. It dropped out about halfway. So I think our mic did die about halfway through. So apologize for that. Joel says, give us the gist. And again, for Shaver, he was talking about doing all this work in the offseason, having the ball in his hands more and really focusing on that. And the step back shots that he hits, creating his own shots, 20 points tonight for Marcus Shaver Jr. again, and hit some big shots. Abu Kijab 17. It seems like we're talking to the same couple of guys after almost every game. It really is, because Shaver and Kijab, with what they're doing, Kijab drew 6 fouls again on the other team. He goes 6 of 9 from the foul line. Just super impressive. Kurt Blake saying should have a lot more fans. They had 10,200. It wasn't full. The third level had plenty of open seats. So we'll see Tuesday. It's a school night, but it is 7 o'clock. The game of the year, really, against San Diego State. You win that game, you're pretty much in prime position to make the tournament. So we'll see. Moving forward, I think Tuesday you would like to have a big crowd. I think that's possible. But I don't know if it's going to be quite as big as it was the other night. We'll have to see. Perry saying, to be fair, I think we had a player flip off the crowd one time. Yeah, and he was here tonight. Nick Duncan. Nick Duncan was here. My guy Eric Knowles, I even saw, who's I think watching this, was wearing the Nick Duncan T-shirt with the finger tonight. So we saw that. Joel saying USU has a beef with the officiating. Yeah, and all the trolls of Colorado State and Wyoming say that I like to just complain about the officiating and things like that and don't point out when it helps PSU. 28-6. Yeah, Boise State got to the line 28 times. Utah State got to the line 6. So if you're a diehard Boise State fan, I think even you can acknowledge that you had a huge advantage at the free throw line. Now, part of that was because Boise State was not they were doing, Utah State wasn't really like posting guys up. Boise State was. So it was a different different way to officiate the game, because there was no chance for them to call fouls because they weren't posting up as much as Armouche and Boise State. Boise State, every guy on the court can post players up. So let's see if Joe Nickel wants to give us his thoughts on tonight's game. Joe, what do you think of the win tonight?
Phenomenal. It was wonderful. Had a great time.
All right, Joe, man of many words. We appreciate it. Joe does a great job with Boise State. Even got the media free food somehow, so we're all happy about that. You can't complain about that. So thanks to Joe. But yeah, I mean, the free throw margin was huge, but a reason for that was Utah State doesn't really post guys up. Boise State posts up everybody on the court and gets a lot more foul calls. So Eric saying he wrote this while wearing the Nick Duncan flip you off shirt on today, and I saw him earlier today. Shaver's a special player. Team is so balanced. Not sure fans realize how special it goes beyond those last second shots. And that's actually something Leon Rice was talking about today. He said you only got 60 minutes left to see Abu Kijab. And really it's 80, but obviously he plays about 30 minutes a game. So he said it's 60 minutes in 2 games left to see a guy like Abu Kijab play on this court. He pleaded for people to come Tuesday. He said, let's start the tailgating, early in the morning. Let's have fans out here all day. Let's pack this place and make Tuesday just an awesome atmosphere. And he was pleading, for the fans to show up, on Tuesday. And so Joel saying a test to see if Boise is even an event town on Tuesday. That's an event. I agree. Perry saying surprise when Shaver misses a shot. Free throws were rough tonight. You made almost 70%. I'm not sure how rough they actually were. They weren't great, but you did finish. Started a little rough, but finished 19 of 28 from the line. So Nick Wade saying, let's do this. We'll have to check and see who had the closest gift card to the James. They open at like 3 o'clock. I can't partake pregame, but I wonder if we could have some sort of pregame event Tuesday. If anybody's in over at the James Cocktail Bar right across from BSU, maybe we could do an early edition of the pregame show or something over from the James pregame. We'll have to kind of see if that's possible. But if anybody's interested and would show up if we did it, send me an email or tweet at me or something, and we'll see if we can get some folks maybe pregame, have a drink or two over at the James, have some fun. Would love to meet some of you guys, and then we can head over to the game. Brandon chiming in that Mallory didn't help the free throw percentage. Yeah, his 2 air balls certainly fit in, I guess, so to speak, early in the game. But I do want to before we get out of here, I want to get our associate reporter, intern Colin Mitchell in here. Colin, let's turn your mic up. Colin is a fan favorite for everybody, and he's back from Arizona State. He's here tonight, and he'll be here on Tuesday for the San Diego State game. He's done a great job as our intern here for the first few couple months of the site. Colin, how's it feel to be back, and what were your thoughts on the game, man?
Feels good to be back. Definitely was exciting to be back at ExtraMile and see a packed ExtraMile. I mean, it wasn't too damp the first games I was here, but it's been progressively getting better, and it was fun. I mean, Boise State showed up and showed out. There was definitely times in the game where it was a battle of runs. Boise State started on a 6-0 run. Utah State went back 7 straight. Boise, another 7 more, and it was just a battle of punches. And Leon said in his postgame, I know we had the mic turned off, but he said a really good team does not put them away. You don't put them away in the first punch, and Utah State definitely did not go away quick. But eventually, Boise State pulled away after that final media timeout, and it's just a great game overall.
Well, in fairness, we didn't have the mic go out, that the battery died, so we'll work on that for next game. But overall, even what'd you think of the crowd, and what'd you think of just the atmosphere and the back and forth game? And it just seems like, man, this team's getting closer and closer to punching that ticket.
Yeah, it was the atmosphere is great. For the first time, I think the student section filled up most of the lower part. Definitely the mid part wasn't too, or whatever they call the balcony.
They got the parquet, I don't know what the second level is called. The balconies that up top, yeah.
Wasn't too packed, but the lower level was definitely packed. I mean, you saw in the highlights on that Tyson Dagenhart free throw, everyone was putting their hands up, the magic fingers, and it was just a great atmosphere. And maybe the lower area right here wasn't too filled, and I'm sure there was sold tickets, but not showing up. But it was good. The crowd was really good.
The mezzanine, someone is saying here. So they're letting us know that it was the mezzanine here. We got a couple more comments we can get to. Derek Chavez, yo, BJ, not sure if he just joined in. Do we have an updated score there we can get for the UNLV game? UNLV is on the ropes, not doing too well they're winning big against Colorado State, so that's going to help Boise State.
Down 18, 16 minutes
16 minutes left, and Colorado State is down 18. What does Hamilton have, like 30 points or something?
Marie 60 at this point.
Marie Croninger, thank you, Marie. The mezzanine, Kurt saying the mezzanine, appreciate that. It's
down 21.
Down 21 now. What's Hamilton got? Let's see what Hamilton's got for UNLV.
He's got 15.
Oh, that's it, 15. 51-30. 14 minutes to go. UNLV is up 51-30 on Colorado State. And wow, man, if you hate to say what if, but Boise State should have had that win against Colorado State. And if they're on a winning streak now, and if they would have got both of that game the other day, you'd have been on a 4 or 5 game winning streak now after beating Air Force. And Boise State should have had that win, man. They'd be what are they now? 21-6. They'd have been 22-5. Yeah. They'd have probably been up at that 6-7 line already, man. You don't want to think back, but man, it pains you if you're a Boise State fan, because you just think about how big that call could end up being in terms of a whole seed difference maybe for Boise State, because now Colorado State's going to go lose to what's that going to do to the standings now? That's going to we'll have to look at the standings and see, but I think that'll drop them 2 games behind Boise State. So Boise State may get to that final game where Colorado State cannot catch them. Colorado State may not have as much on the line if they can't catch them in the last game. So let's see here. If Boise loses to San Diego State and they both end up the season with 3 losses, if Boise has more wins, they are the better seed, right? That is correct, actually, yes. So San Diego State is not making up their game against New Mexico, so they're only going to play 17 games. Boise State's going to play 18, and they go by winning percentage. So, yeah, if Boise State is, say, 15-3, and San Diego State is only 14-3, Boise State would be the higher seed. So if that's for like the number 2 spot, maybe behind Wyoming or something, that would be right. Or it could be for the first spot if Wyoming drops another game. So that's not updated yet, I don't think. Yeah. So we'll see the rest of the league. Wyoming is they won today, so they're 11-2, all 11-2. Boise State's 12-2, and then Colorado State's going to drop to 4. And then San Diego State's got to play Fresno tonight, and they're going to maybe drop to 4 if they lose to Fresno. So a little bit of separation, maybe at the top of the can we play San Jose again? Nope. Don't play San Jose. Don't play New Mexico. And frankly, you probably should be happy about that because that hurts the computer rankings and things like that. But they jumped up to number 25 at KenPom. So that's huge because that puts them as high as they've ever been. Number 25 at KenPom. Had somebody else asking what was said, if they joined late, what was said. Leon Rice didn't really get into it, didn't want to say much. But the comment was, or I guess the people around said that maybe Max Rice had gotten into the huddle or was trying to listen into the huddle of Utah State. And then that upset the Utah State coach, and he had some words, and we had some video that maybe I can find on my phone here. But there was some video after the game of the two coaches kind of getting into it a little bit. San Diego State plays at Wyoming too. So yeah, San Diego State does have a really tough schedule, and they don't really play well on the road. That is certainly something to keep in mind. And let's see if I can find the video here. I apologize for the player interviews, by the way, folks. I don't know what happened there. Here's after the game. We'll see if we can get this here. This is great. Doesn't get any better footage than this, folks. Here's after the game. The two coaches walking up. The coach of the other team talking to Leon. Didn't like it. They're getting into it a little bit. Leon's trying to talk to him. So we'll have to see.
Here's a good one with the ref.
Leon kind of walked away and said, we're good there. There was another one. I guess we have another one where the ref was telling them to get back because, there was the fans were getting into it. The referee was telling them to back up. If you see there, there was 2 or 3 times where he actually got into like almost a center court, and the referee had to tell him to get back, and the fans were all yelling. And I thought he got teed up or kicked out or something, but never saw what happened. Joel saying picture in picture. Yeah, that's why that's what your subscription covers right there, folks. Me holding up my phone so you can see it on the screen. That's why you pay to subscribe to this stuff. You don't get high tech, better coverage anywhere else. Perry saying Leon is a class act. And then Logan Dominguez, if they win against San Diego State and then UNLV, do they have a chance to be ranked? If they were to win both those games, you'd be 24-6 again. Yeah, I mean, I think so, because your KenPom number is going to be top 25. Yeah, I mean, I think they probably would have a chance, but that'd be nice, I guess, to be top 25. But honestly, that doesn't really matter much. I mean, it's all about the seed for the tournament and where you might go in the tournament and things like that. Derek saying second time that Odom has gotten into it this year. Him and Randy Bennett got into it earlier this year when they played St. Mary's. Yeah, good to see E-Man back on the floor. That was a nice storyline. He had missed, 4 games or something like that, 3 or 4 games. He'd been out for a while, and he didn't play a ton tonight. He played about 20 minutes, and that was kind of the plan. He came off the bench, ease him back into it a little bit, and you're able to only play Max Rice 28 minutes. Not as he got a little bit less than usual because you're able to get E-Man back in there for 20 minutes or so. So I thought that was big to get him back, and they were at full strength tonight. Najee Smith only played 2 minutes, but he was available. So most dangerous lower seed team entering the tournament. Who does Boise State want to avoid? That team, I guess, although they didn't really scare me. You look at them, you don't think that'd be a huge worry in Vegas. I would say UNLV or Fresno, or in terms of the first round game, I'd probably say Nevada. I mean, we'll see them next week, but Nevada certainly is a team to me with Cambridge and Sherfield heating up.
Yeah,
those are the team I probably wouldn't want to play.
Yeah, I would say whether it's Nevada or UNLV,
maybe New Mexico.
Both of those schools. Yeah, New
Mexico's playing good too.
I mean, they've got some guards that love to drain, and you saw it against Wyoming. But yeah, I would say Nevada with Sherfield, definitely. They're a very good team, and then UNLV with blanking on his name. What's
Hamilton?
Hamilton. There we go. And he seems to put up 40 points a game. So yeah, those are two teams you don't want to play, but we've seen them playing it. For example, being tonight, it's if you shut down their star player, you have a better chance to win, and I think that's better said than done.
Preston saying top 25 good for publicity for tournaments. I guess, but not really. I mean, yes, I guess it would help, but the tournament committee doesn't look at the top 25. They're looking at KenPom and the net and all those numbers. So yeah, I guess it would be good. And the program's only been ranked 1 week all time in history. So yeah, if you could add another ranking to that, that would be great. Vince saying he thinks he's heard the Boise State chant, get that place rocking. It was a good crowd, but I wasn't like amazing by any means. I mean, it was the 10,200 they announced it at. In fairness, they didn't have a ton to cheer about early in the game, but I thought it was a good crowd, but it wasn't like electric here tonight. And so we'll see Tuesday against San Diego State if the crowd picks it up a little bit. But I thought it was fine.
Yeah, you could tell early in the game, Boise State wasn't really given much for the fans, and they really wanted to get into it. You could tell, but yeah, no, I mean, I thought the fans were good. There was some games earlier in the year where it seemed almost louder, but I think that also has to do with the expectation of having a lot of the huge attendance numbers. But
if your ears aren't ringing, it's not great. So yeah, the ears weren't ringing. It wasn't that loud, but it was a solid crowd. The students showed up. I thought it was a nice student. The student section wasn't full. The second and third level was open, but the lower level that the students packed in there, and they didn't have the rows blocked off or anything. So I thought that the students showed up to an extent. You'd like to think on Tuesday at 7, they've got a couple days now to try to push ticket sales for that game and things like that. So we'll see here. Every team is dangerous in the Mountain West. Yeah, so it was a great game for Boise State, and again, we're doing a special today. You see it at the bottom of the screen. You hear us on mute. You hear us all kinds of great issues holding up phones. I mean, that's just quality stuff you're not going to get anywhere else. So if you like what you see, BNN45 is the promo code. You can get a full year subscription today for just $45. So typically it's $70, but you get $25 off, and it's just $45 at BNN. 45 is the promo code. You can go to Bronco Nation News. We'll probably cut that off around midnight tonight. So if you want to jump in and help support our efforts, we're going to get Colin down to the Mountain West tournament in Vegas and to the NCAA tournament, hopefully as well. So help us send Colin on the road. Let's start the fun now. So $45, BNN 45 is the promo. I almost fired him today because not once but twice I was on mute, and he although the second time you did eventually help me out, but the first time when we had Johnny and then Dan Dickow on, that might be a first for us, actually, pregame and postgame being muted at one point or not during the broadcast. So yes, we are building the airplane midair. Keep plugging away. Appreciate it. Derek saying he cannot picture Boise State not getting in now. Yeah, I think if they literally lost every game left, they're probably still on the wrong side.
They'd be bounced.
They'd probably be out because they look at what you've done lately and things like that. Joel saying, yeah, that's messed up. I guess because someone was saying on the broadcast, CBS had the loss to CSU listed as a bad loss.
Oh, wow.
I think that was CSU Bakersfield.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably talking about Cal State Bakersfield. I don't think that would have been CSU as Colorado State. So I didn't see what they said. I didn't see the broadcast, but I'm guessing they're talking about CSU Bakersfield as the bad loss. Logan saying, big picture, seeing they still haven't won a game in March Madness yet, but what seed would be better for us to get to the second week? No, they're saying that they were saying Colorado State. So, okay, they must have just messed up there. Gregory Myers saying Rams. Okay, well, they messed up. I think they probably meant Bakersfield. I didn't see it. I'll go home tonight and rewatch the game, have a cold one. Hamilton has 17. It's now a 23-point lead. Wow. How about that? Eric's just saying this because I met him before the game and had a good chat with him, but appreciate it, Eric, doing a great job. I do appreciate that. They said they had both on there, so I don't know. But let's go back to the contest here or the question about the seed. The seed for the tournament would probably that you'd want to be is obviously 8-9. It goes both ways. The 8-9 seed I think would be okay for this team because you win your first game against an evenly matched team. You take your chances against the Gonzaga or Kansas of the world, and if you lose, so what, right? You won your first game in program history. You lost to a team that's going to the Final Four, and you had a great year. So what? There's no way you could be disappointed with that. Mm-hmm. But if you can get to that 7 line or even the 6 line, I think the 6 line would be the best line because if you get to the 6, you play a team that's in 11 that barely made the tournament. And then if you win that, you play a 3. So you're playing there is a drop off from like the number 1 seeds and some of the number 2 seeds. So I would say if you could somehow get to a 6, that would be the seed for me because then all of a sudden you're playing the 3 seed if you win and you're in the second round, or the 14 if there's an upset. But for me, I think that 6 or 7, because 7 you play the 10, but then in the second game you'd have to play the 2. So I guess maybe if you can get to the 5, you'd play a 4, obviously. So that I guess 5 would be ideal, but I think they'd have to win out to have any shot at that. So you have a lot of games left, guys. 4 games left in the regular season. But I said before this game they just needed to go 3-2, and I thought they were in. So you take one of those wins off now, they just got to go 2-2. I think if they go 2-2 in these last 4 games, I think they're in.
Yeah, I would say. And going back to the seeding part, I think if you get up to that 5-6 range, which, like you said, you're probably going to have to win out. But that 7 range is tricky because we see it every year, 7 and 10. That's like 50% on who wins. But if they're at a 7 seed, you could potentially be it's kind of weird. So you could play two different types of team: a team that fell down to a 10 seed that might not have the momentum, or a team that has won 6 straight and just bought themselves into the tournament. So it's really I think making the tournament is definitely where you want to start, and then you can really look after that.
Nathaniel says, Natty or bust. Where were you, Nathaniel? Were you here? Because we were looking for you. Nathaniel won the gift card to the James for the last game. Which game was that? Air Force. Nathaniel, you were the closest. There was a tiebreaker, and you were closer on the Boise State side. So, Nathaniel, you actually won, and we had your $25 gift card to the James here, but we didn't see you. So come see us on Tuesday, Nathaniel, before the game, and we will bring your gift card to the James. We will find out who won for tonight, and we'll get that dialed up for Tuesday as well. But we're going to wrap this up, and this is kind of our lasting comment here. Can we take a moment and appreciate how awesome it is to have meaningful basketball? Matt Brumley doing a great job, folks, as he heads out. Appreciate him. How awesome is it that we're here 45 minutes in and we didn't play any post game because the audio was bad. We've been sitting here for 45 minutes listening to us talk, and just to be talking about what's not just can they make the tournament, but how high of a seed can they get? It is pretty crazy to think about for lifelong Boise State fans. You think about all the years, and this team's usually been in the mix, but at this point in the season, they've needed to, we got to go 4-1 just to have a chance to get in, and can't lose the first game in Vegas. And here we are saying, can they get to a 6 seed? I mean, how crazy is that we're 4 games left, and there's a way to go, and they're not there yet. They're not a lock for the tournament. They've still got to take care of business, but they've got, they are so close. They are on the cusp here of really doing something that they haven't done before. Remember, they've never been a single-digit seed. I don't think they've been higher than an 11 seed in the history of this, program. So they're 0-7 all time, but if they can get to a 10 seed or higher, they will have made history, the highest team seed that they've ever been. So final thoughts, Colin, back in the building, as we said, again, nothing's been decided. They didn't win the Mountain West yet. They didn't clinch a spot in the tournament, but with every win, they inch a little closer. Yeah,
I mean, you said it best. They haven't won the Mountain West yet. They haven't clinched that spot in the tournament. However, I just remember being early December, whenever that Cal State Bakersfield was. I was sitting right in the student section on my winter break and in talks with BJ about becoming an intern. And I didn't think this team was going to make the tournament based on that game. And it's just unbelievable where they've come. I think they've lost 2 games since we started this.
They've lost 3.
I guess St. Louis.
They lost the day
the
day we started against St. Louis. But yeah, I think back to that Bakersfield game. Boise State had just lost that day to San Diego State in football, and I was riding back on the plane. It was my last day with the Idaho Press, and I was our last game with them, and I was I wouldn't say emotional, but I was just kind of thinking back to my 9 years with the paper, and was partaking in a beverage and just enjoying the flight back. And I saw that Bakersfield game's going on. Let me try to get the internet going on my phone. And I go check the game, and it's like midway through the second half, and the score is like, 31-30 or something. And I'm like, what? And sure enough, they end up blowing that game, and they win. You kept thinking, oh, they'll win. But I keep telling people, if that game doesn't happen, the 14-game win streak doesn't happen. If that game doesn't happen, they may not kick off Devonair Dutrieve. They may not move Tyson Degenhart to the starting lineup. So, yes, that game sucked, and it's probably going to maybe in the end hurt them on the seed line or things like that, because that's a really bad quad 4 loss. But if that loss doesn't happen, this team may not have gelled and become the team that they were. So appreciate everybody for checking out the post-game show. We're 47 minutes in here, and that was with no interviews or anything, because our mic did go out there. So we'll get the battery changed for Tuesday. We'll try to not be on mute on Tuesday. All around, just kind of a cluster, but at least it was much better performance by Boise State on the field or on the court tonight at ExtraMile Arena. So if you're on the fence, hopefully you'll subscribe. $45 till midnight. BNN45 is the code that you can use, and just go to BroncoNationNews.com. BNN45 is the code. Again, we're also asking people to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Only takes a couple of seconds. Just go to youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. We're trying to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers as soon as possible, because that helps us show up in the algorithms and the searches and all kinds of stuff. So that's free. There's no subscription cost. It's called a subscription, but it's free. Just go to youtube.com. Even if you don't want to watch us on there, we'd appreciate you just clicking subscribe, clicking the little like button. That helps us out. So we would really appreciate that. And we'll be back Tuesday with the James. And again, if we get enough interest, maybe we can do some sort of pregame get together over there before the game, and maybe folks can buy Colin a cocktail. No, we can't do that. Colin's going to be working, but maybe after the game we can meet folks back over at the James for a cocktail. But every game we give away the $25 gift card to the James, so appreciate them and hope folks will join us on the pregame show. Joel is saying, yeah, we appreciate that. Folks saying click and subscribe. Joel's saying make the Vegas reservations now. I will be in Vegas. Colin will be in Vegas. My wife, who's now famous for being on TV, is going to be in Vegas. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, folks will come the night before the tournament starts, Wednesday night. I believe it's March 9th. We're going to have a get-together over at the Circa Casino on Fremont Street. We're going to be giving away some Bronco Nation News rally towels, some other swag from ICCU and some of our other great sponsors. Blue Collar Club's going to be there as well, signing folks up for the BAA. So, yeah, come join us the night before the tournament starts, Wednesday night of Mountain West Tournament Week. We'll be there at the world's largest sports book is what they boast. It's 3 levels, pretty amazing. Come check it out, have a drink with us, and make your bets for the Mountain West Tournament. Logan, appreciate your work. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. And then subscriber for life. Appreciate that, Logan. I may have to up the price next year if he's in for life. We'll see. But they want some Karen Rains analysis. She was on here earlier, I think, posting messages. But yeah, she'll be in Las Vegas. You can talk to her there if you'd like to. Glad the crowd got into it tonight. Got to carry the momentum into Tuesday against San Diego State. Hope more people show up. Don't get how you at least give your tickets. With that, I do have an issue with that. Some folks that just don't want to come. Well, that's fine, but give your tickets to somebody that does. I mean, there's still a lot of open seats in the lower level. It's hard to fathom. But the interview with Naganga, we were working on that, Perry. There's been we're a little busy here with these games and with his schedule. But I've been talking with. We're working on it. I'll just say that. So hopefully in the next few days we'll have Sada, as they call him, Sadrock Naganga, the recruit for Boise State basketball. We'll try to work on that. But yeah, it was a great win tonight for Boise State. Appreciate everybody for checking us out. We really do appreciate it. And we will be back, I think, Tuesday morning. We'll let Johnny have the day off. Maybe Tuesday morning we'll do Johnny and Tuss together. We'll see if we can get the internet to explode on that one Tuesday morning. And then Colin and I will be back Tuesday evening for the Boise State game, probably about 6:30 with the pregame show, full coverage postgame as well. Boise State, San Diego State, another game of the year. They've had a couple of them, but the game of the year for Boise State as they try to, do what they need to do to lock up that NCAA tournament bid. It's they're so close. They're right there on the verge, and they've just got to finish the deal with a couple wins here. So appreciate you guys checking this out. Hope you'll subscribe. Again, BNN 45 at BroncoNationNews.com till midnight. Great win. Boise State again wins this one. Final score 68-57. We'll try to see if we can get some post-game audio from Jay Tuss. Maybe he'll help us out, and we'll get the video posted online at least. We'll have a story posted as well. So plenty of other post-game reaction. I encourage folks to go to the message boards as well. We're still trying to get those rolling a little bit. I'll be in there. I'll try to make Colin post some stuff too. So go on in the message board, start some posts, and maybe we'll give away a James gift card for a good post or something in the message boards. But get on there and interact with some Boise State fans the next couple of days. We'll have some fun. And again, we'll talk to you Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock on Bronco Nation News Live. So have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Boise State wins again. Bronco Nation's in a good mood. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.